So I went to see Oasis live in 2025 and it was, I'm gonna say it, it was biblical.
Oasis fans in the area. Beagle vibes in the area. Aww.
And also, I think I might be missing something. What do you think? There we go. That feels better. Hello everyone, and you're very welcome back to another video. My name is Amy, I'm a musician, I play guitar and I sing, and I make videos that consist mostly of cover songs, guitar content, vlogs, and I also just really enjoy talking about music related things and or Irish things depending on the video. Unless you've been living under a rock, you're probably aware that the Gallagher brothers are currently back together and Oasis have been playing live shows again. This is a video that was not on my bingo card this year, I'm gonna be honest, because seeing Oasis live was never on my radar. I never thought I would see them, even back when the tour was announced. I was watching the rat race from the sidelines, watching other people scramble to get tickets to the UK and the Irish shows, and I just wanted no part of that.
Oh, hang on, it's about to start. I'm in. Number 428,000 in the queue. Oh, for fuck!
I'm not looking for extra stress to add to my life right now, and my whole relationship to concerts, in particular big concerts, has changed a lot recently in the last few years, and for multiple reasons that I won't get into in this video. I mainly just want to talk about my experience seeing Oasis live and what it felt like to be there. I made a video about 2 years ago where I talked about my first and last time seeing Elton John live. It was his farewell Yellow Brick Road tour, and honestly, let's face it, could potentially be the case here too, because it's Oasis and you never know with these two lads. And just like my Elton John video, the same applies here. I'm not giving a concert review at all. I'm not here to talk about whether it was good or bad, just to talk about my own personal experience, what it meant to me, and what it felt like to be there. One of my favorite things about any concert is you can look at the crowd as a whole, no matter what the size, whether it's a big crowd or a smaller crowd, and think, even though we're all in this big space together experiencing the same thing at the same time, each individual person is having their own experience unique to them based on what's going on in our lives. And so that's what this video is, for me to just kind of chat through my perspective for anyone who's interested in listening and to share some of the moments that meant a lot to me. Before we continue, just a quick reminder to hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already, because I can't be a real musician until you do those things. So a little bit of history of me being an Oasis fan. I was born in the early 90s and I was 2 years old when Definitely Maybe came out. Their debut album was not my first exposure to their music. The album that I first remember discovering was What's the Story, Morning Glory. And those songs are the most nostalgic to me to this day. I think I had a false memory though, because I associate that album with the early 2000s. Now maybe that's just because that's around the time I was listening to them. But that's when I thought their second album came out. I thought it was like 2001 for some reason. But when I looked it up for this video, it actually only came out the following year after the first album, so in 1995. So it's actually been around longer than I thought. As I got older and more into music, of course I went back and listened to Definitely Maybe, and some of my favorite songs are on that album now. Special shout out to some of my personal favorites, Rock and Roll Star and Up in the Sky. Now I'm going to be brutally honest and admit something that is quite scary to admit on the internet. But in terms of albums, that's all I really know. Other than some of the bigger songs that came out later, like Stop Crying Your Heart Out, A New Songbird, and The Importance of Being Idle, some individual songs. Hardcore Oasis fans, please don't come for me in the comments. If you're having the urge to really rinse me right now, I would love it if instead you could recommend me some of your favorites. Anything from Be Here Now onwards, I would really love your recommendations. I would really love to know what you like because I will listen to them, especially now that I've seen Oasis live. I would love nothing more than to fall in love with a bunch of new songs that I have yet to discover. So if you have any recommendations, I would love it if you could put them in the comments below. I will read them and I will listen to your suggestions. Also, Liam and Noel's mum, Peggy Gallagher, is from Charlestown, County Mayo, and my hometown is very close to there. Liam and Noel have both been very open about how proud they are of their Irish heritage, and so in that way, I do feel a little sense of connection. They were the English lads that spent their summer holidays in Ireland, and that's something that was very much part of my own childhood. I had cousins living in England that would come over for the summer, and our summer holidays wouldn't start until they arrived. And those are such really happy memories for me. So their connection to Ireland and to County Mayo in particular really resonates with me. So I was at night 2 of the Rose Bowl show in Pasadena, California. This was on Sunday night, September 7th, 2025.
Hello, it's Sunday evening, September 7th. It's my dad's birthday, he's here visiting, it's so nice, and we are about to go to the Rose Bowl to see Oasis. What a crazy sentence to say out loud. Never pictured myself saying that. The year is 2025 and we're going to see Oasis live in Los Angeles, and I'm taking you along. Off we go.
Me and myself, my husband Ashton, and my dad, we set off for the Rose Bowl, which I think probably one of my only grievances about this whole thing was the fact that the location. Any LA person will understand this, but getting to the Rose Bowl is a pain. Pasadena is not Los Angeles, and I think Liam put it best when he said, LA, Pasadena, wherever the f*** we are.
In Pasadena, or Los Angeles, wherever the f*** we are, where are we?
I'm sure there were plenty of reasons why it was there. It's just unfortunate that they weren't in like SoFi Stadium. There's more transport options, you know, unless you lived in Pasadena, then it's perfect. It kind of reminds me of when Ryanair flies you into London, but they actually land in Stansted, which is like an hour outside of the city. So getting there and parking was a bit of a nightmare, but other than that, that was the only not so efficient parts of the whole thing. We did fine. We were able to make it work, but it wasn't the most efficient or ideal situation. But shout out to the MVP of the night, my husband Ashton, for doing the driving and sorting all that out. I don't know what I would do without him, honestly. I'm very, very grateful for him doing all that. All of that aside, getting to go to the concert was so unbelievably special. The fact that it happened to be over a weekend that coincided with my parents out here visiting me from home, but what made it extra special is that it was also my dad's birthday. And I've talked about this before in previous videos, but my dad is pretty much the reason why I play music at all. He was a working musician when I was growing up, and any music that I fell in love with that caused me to then want to play that music, I discovered it through him. And my dad also, unsurprisingly, is a big Oasis fan. So it's something we have in common, something we share together, and I'm just so glad that it all worked out and that we were able to have the experience together. It was an opportunity that we just couldn't let pass us by, because when were we ever going to get to see Oasis together. And we were so fortunate to be able to make it happen and to be able to go. So I was just very curious to see what the atmosphere would be like. There has been a lot of online discourse about Oasis fans in the UK versus in the US. And a lot of people were of the opinion that the US crowds might have been a little bit shite, that nothing could compare to seeing them in their hometown or their home country. And you know what, I'm sure that's probably true. We were talking about it beforehand and just wondering if it might feel different, if there would be a sense of a different culture in an American crowd. Not to mention, I do feel like people tend to forget this, but there actually are quite a few English and Irish people living in the States. So we can't say that the audience is predominantly American. I don't really have an opinion on this because I don't know for sure. I was not present at concerts on both sides of the Atlantic, so I can't speak on whether or not UK crowds were better than the US crowds or whatever. If anybody happens to be watching this and you were lucky enough or whatever to get to see them on both sides of the pond, I would love to hear from you. So drop a comment down below and we'd all love to know what it was like and what were the differences. I was selfishly hoping that it would be a little bit more chill because UK Oasis fans are known for being a bit laddish. I think that's the best word for it. Certainly back in the day, and from what I've seen nowadays also. But I personally just wanted to go and have a good time and enjoy the music and sing my heart out and cry if I needed to. And I was not particularly interested in walking out of the Rose Bowl soaked in beer or piss. Call me crazy. I've seen different perspectives online. Some saying that the US crowds absolutely did not disappoint. Others saying that the vibes were shit and there was no crack. This may also depend on whereabouts you were sitting and in what section. We were a little further back in the stands where Liam described us as the posh f***ers.
Yeah, turn around. Everyone in the stands, all you posh f***ers.
Which if that means not getting soaked in whatever liquids, then yes, I identify as a posh f***er and I will wear that label proudly. But I can say, and again, this is my perspective, I can say that where we were sitting, vibes were immaculate. Exactly what I was hoping for. I was a little worried beforehand that the people around us were going to ruin it for us, and thankfully I can say that that was not the case. It really was fantastic. I couldn't even pinpoint a particular age group. There was just all ages, all around us. There were people in their 20s in front of us. There was a family with younger kids over here. There was a group of guys and couples probably late 30s and their 40s behind us. There was kind of everyone from children up to 75 plus. I don't even know for sure. It kind of doesn't matter. It was just everybody of all ages. All were engaged, singing the songs, arms around each other, having just such the best time. It really was amazing. One of my personal favourite moments that warms my heart about the whole thing. There was a group behind us and one of them, in the most American way you can imagine, held up what he was drinking and just goes, "This motherfucker's 8%. And then within 3 minutes is absolutely singing his heart out in an English accent. That is one of my favourite things about Oasis songs, is that the Manchester accent is a part of the music. And it's very, very hard to sing along without it. The English accent is part of the genre. So I don't know, some might say that the US crowds were not it, but from what I could see, American fans showed up for them, so I don't know what planet some people are living on. I spotted a couple comments in the wild, I don't even know where, somewhere, probably Facebook. I don't even know where, it doesn't matter, but just people being like, oh, no wonder the US crowds weren't great, and oh, they only had a couple hits to play to a couple, whatever, Karen, it's a couple more hits than you've had. So let's talk about the concert itself. So Oasis came on stage at about 8:45 p.m, so sun has already set and it's dark at this point. There was a crazy moon that night. If anybody took notice, you might remember the moon was really big and really bright. It looked insane. It was the perfect backdrop for the night. Just a big, bright moon over the Rose Bowl. Just great music and pure nostalgia. The energy was electric as they walked on stage. She was She is electric. She's electric. Okay, never mind. That one didn't work. Right before they came on, there were visual effects flashing all the headlines and the internet posts like "The boys are back," very much signifying how much of a reunion this is. Getting everybody pumped like, we are back, baby. You never thought you'd see the day. They all said this would never happen, and yet here we are. Despite all odds and despite what everyone says, we're here. So when the guys actually walk on the stage with the band, it's electric and everybody's going crazy. Los Angeles vibes in the area indeed.
Oasis vibes in the area. Los Angeles vibes in the area.
Liam's got his maracas and tambourine at the ready because he's rock and roll. He hugs his brother and they launch straight into, very appropriately, "Hello, hello, it's good to be back. It's good to be back. Hello." I have something in my eye. Oh. I know there are a few shows into the tour at this point, but they sound so tight. The band and the brothers, you can just tell that they're well rehearsed and they just were sounding really good. Very well polished at this stage. If there were any mistakes, they weren't obvious because everything just went really smoothly. I certainly didn't notice anything. All the songs ran perfectly. They delivered one song after another for 2 straight hours. And Noel nailed every solo. So after Hello, they played one of my personal favorites, very nostalgic for me. Acquiesce was next on the set. I love that song so much, and we were all on our feet at this point. Then Morning Glory, which Liam dedicated to Woody Woodpecker.
I want to dedicate this next one to Woody Woodpecker.
I didn't take an awful lot of footage. I will insert what I can throughout this video without getting claimed, but I really did just want to be in the moment and enjoy it with my own eyes. For the most part, like I said, I did take a little snippet here and there, but I just wanted to be in the moment and embrace it all, because it did feel like a very quick show. I don't mean this in a bad way, like it just went by really quickly, like 2 hours of music straight through and you're enjoying every song. It feels like it's 20 minutes. So it did feel like it was over very quickly. And it didn't feel like we were there for particularly long, even though it was 2 hours. So a few of the song mentions they did, Some Might Say, Bring It On Down. And then Liam had been telling stories at this point, you know, in different cities. So he told his chatting with the crab down in Santa Monica Beach. Filled us in with his little conversation with the crab, that LA might be kind of a chill audience, more of a Grateful fucking Dead crowd.
Right, so it's down at the seaside today, building a little sandcastle. Big fucking crab jumps out of the sand, says, Mr. Gallagher. I said, it's Liam. He said, I just want to wish you good luck down at the Rose Bowl tonight. He says, be careful with that lot, they won't be pogoing for you, they're doing the Posden. He says, how do you know, man? So Oasis 25, everyone's f***ing mad for it. He says, nah, man. He says, they're more of a Grateful f***ing Dead kind of crowd. So what are you saying then? Got it in you?
But that was just to hype us up for cigarettes and alcohol, so the place was jumping at that point. Fade Away, Supersonic, roll with it. And then Noel takes the lead and does more of the acoustic-based songs. He didn't do an acoustic set because the band stayed with him, but he did Talk Tonight and then Half the World Away, which he dedicated to anyone Irish. I do have a video of that song and I will cherish that forever.
We've got the Irish in the house. This one's for the Irish.
I wasn't teary at all. Nope. The horns in that song really were exceptional. They just added a nice extra little warmness to it or something. It's already quite a bittersweet, wholesome song, so it just kind of just gave it something extra. And then the gentle piano solo at the end. And then it all kicks off again with Little by Little, Do You Know What I Mean? Noel broke out the wah pedal and it sounded great. Stand By Me, which was dedicated to the Sword Swallowers.
Any sword swallowers in the house? Catching on. Right, Stand By Me.
Cast No Shadow, Slide Away, Whatever.
This next song's called Whatever.
Live Forever, and then Liam announced that the next song would be the last song because...
Right then, Los Angeles, this is going to be the last one, because I have to go to bed, as I'm a little princess these days. Rock and roll star!
And then probably my favourite song of the night. This was like my favourite part. I think this I just got so excited at this part. Like, I just loved Rock and Roll Star so much. It is one of my favorite Oasis songs. I got so excited. It's a song that I've loved for so long. I don't know, I just love it. It's so fun. I'm just happy that I got to see them play it live because I love it so much. I need some time in the sunshine. And I happened to capture my new favorite moment of all time up to this point during this song. I wanted to film the solo because I've always loved it, and right as I hit record and kind of zoomed into the stage, I caught a wholesome moment that I will treasure forever. This moment, it has meant so much to me and has brought me so much joy ever since it happened, and I've watched it back multiple times. It's just given me a lot, you know. It just meant a lot to me, and it's given me a lot of joy, a lot of hope, a lot of peace, and that is Liam mouthing "F off" 3 times in a row. Why don't we reenact it together? Oh gosh, it's so good. I think we all knew right then that they weren't done just yet, because there's no way they were going to end on Rock and Roll Star and not play arguably their 2/3 biggest hits, which of course were in the final set of songs for the night. So after Rock and Roll Star, we had The Master Plan, Don't Look Back in Anger, Wonderwall, and Champagne Supernova, followed by impressive fireworks to tie the whole thing in a nice bow. That was very Trump of me. It's the greatest bow you have ever seen. Anyway, tied it up in a nice bow, and it was such a wonderful, wonderful night. Such a wonderful, wonderful experience. Don't Look Back in Anger in particular was a very special moment. Definitely a new core memory for me, at least. Me and my dad we put our arms around each other at that point, and we were just singing Don't Look Back in Anger together, singing out loud together. And it was just one of those moments in life where you stop and you go, is this real life? Like, this doesn't feel real right now. How did we get here? It feels like yesterday that I was a teenager and learning these songs for the first time, listening to these songs at home, to playing them together in a band when I was in my early 20s. And now we're in Los Angeles seeing Oasis live. Never thought that life would bring us here and that we'd be standing in that moment, you know? Makes me kind of emotional, not gonna lie. Yeah, the nostalgia factor is just so huge. And I feel like a lot of us, we kind of grew up with that music, and it's just weird to think that all this time has passed and the lads have fallen out multiple times and are back together now, and it just is that real sense of time moving on regardless, you know? I think if I was to sum up the whole night in one sentence, my dad said in particular about his birthday, and I quote, "One I'll remember." So regarding the US crowd, I think the band were clearly feeling the atmosphere because Liam was like, "America, we're dating, yeah?"
So America, it's official. America and Oasis, the new hot couple, yeah?
America and Oasis are officially the new hot couple. Forget Taylor and Travis. It's Oasis and America. He also commented on that the support has meant a lot, that they are a group that must be hard to be a fan of and to be a nightmare to follow over the years. So he just, was thankful for the turnout and the love, which was nice to see. Also, one more thing that I kind of wish, well, maybe 2 more. I was sad that they didn't play Up in the Sky. They had played Up in the Sky in Dublin, I believe, so I was secretly hoping that they would play it, and they didn't play it at the LA gig. They didn't play Up in the Sky, and they didn't play She's Electric, which I was a little sad by, but it's fine. It's no big deal. They did play mostly everything else. So, and yeah, that's my night/our night at Oasis. It was a couple of weeks later I'm filming this, and it doesn't really feel like it happened. It feels like a weird dream that maybe didn't happen. So I have to keep reminding myself that no, it actually did happen. Listening to the music since has felt a little different because it's like, oh, I've actually seen them live now. So I don't know, it's kind of a new level of appreciation, I suppose, and of a band I never thought I would see live, never expected to ever get to a concert of theirs. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. You probably can tell. If you can't, I'm just getting over a cold, so my voice sounds a little weird to me. Apologies if the energy's been a little down. I've kind of just been trying to preserve my voice and rest it, but I really wanted to film this video because time is passing and I'm working on other stuff that I want to move on to. So I really just wanted to get the Oasis video done. So yay, I'm glad it's done and I hope you enjoyed it. There are some links in the description if you would like to support me further. Of course you don't have to, only if you want to, but I do have a Patreon, I have a YouTube membership community, and I also have a merch store with lots of music and Irish inspired designs. I also recently posted a short cover of Don't Look Back in Anger. It's just a little vertical video, but check it out if you would like to.
Don't look back in anger, I heard you say. At least not today.
I rewatched the Elton John video that I posted, which I'll also link below if you'd like to watch that. That was a fun video, but just to kind of get an idea of the format, because I wanted this to be like a similar structure. And I realized in that video towards the end of it that I mentioned that I wanted to also make a video like this for the John Mayer concert I went to. I've actually seen John Mayer twice in the last few years. I've seen him 3 times altogether. So John Mayer and Riverdance, I said in that video like 2 years ago that I was getting ready to film those and then I just never did. So apologies if you were waiting for that video. I honestly don't remember why. I must have just got distracted and moved on to something else. That seems to be my biggest obstacle, or my biggest thing right now that I'm dealing with, is I have too many ideas. And I have so many things and so many videos that I want to make that can often be paralyzing for me. That's literally my problem, is I want to make 5 videos all at once and I have to just pick something and work on that and focus on that. And sometimes things just fall to the wayside. So I'm trying to be better. I'm working on it. So yeah, just, I don't know, brains are weird. That's my problem, is I have too many ideas, not everything gets made. So I do apologize. I am working on it and I'm trying to be better at not talking about stuff unless I am for sure going to be making them. So yeah, anyway, I'm gonna leave this outro here because I need to rest my voice, but thank you so much for watching. There'll be another video coming soon, also live streams. I go live every week, so make sure you have the notification bell turned on so that you don't miss it. I just chill and play acoustic cover songs and it's really, really fun. So yeah, also don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment if you wouldn't mind, and I will see you very soon again in the next one. Thank you so much again for watching. Bye!